Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. This is Spurgeon Piper, joining you on a Friday morning in church office, trying to wrap up most of my work for this week, and I wanted to come with you with a video on choosing pipes, and getting a little bit more specific than that on why you would choose the pipes that you do, especially for specific uh, hobbies like reading or what have you. And so this discussion is a little bit more bent to the newer pipe smokers. Those of you who are getting into it, you look online at smokingpipes.com, Pipes and Cigars, the other websites, your brick and mortar store, and you find a plethora of options of different bents and types. And it can be a little daunting of where you should go in choosing. I'm not a pipe expert. Don't come across if I get the terminology wrong on some things. Just be aware. I'm by no means an expert, but I have found styles that suit me and when I smoke a pipe, and that's what we're focusing on this morning. So when you get into pipe smoking, or if you've already begun and you're wanting to expand your collection and add more to your rotation of pipes, think about what you do usually when you smoke a pipe. Some of you, or some of us, just simply watch TV, or we're sitting there thinking, and we really don't do any activities or anything else outside of that. Others are working around in the yard, or in the garden, or on the vehicle, or what have you. And then some of us are kind of falling in between, where maybe our hands are busy, but we're sitting still. So that's something that really needs to be given attention to. I bought pipes that look great. They look fabulous, but they don't suit my needs, and then I eventually sold them back or traded them or what have you. So start off with that mindset of, okay, I want this pipe. I found this one on Smoking Pipes, uh, uh, or I was thinking of another name of a store I just recently bought a pipe from. The Country Squire. Sorry. So anyway, wherever you go, you found one you love. Think about, does it suit my hobby or my activity level? So as you know, if you follow me along enough, I read quite a bit, both for enjoyment and for my job. And then, of course, I'm a grad student. So that's taken up a large amount of time. In fact, I probably don't hardly smoke a pipe without having a book in hand, or typing. Occasionally, I try to get away just to smoke a pipe and think outside on a weekend, but typically during the week, I'm doing something. And so, um, with that, I've learned where I need to give my attention to. So let me start off with one example. I have several pipes here I want to go through. Um, One that I truly love and it smokes well is your Eric Nording. Now, most of you know Eric Nording, or are aware of his pipes. You probably have one, if at least one in your collection. I encourage you to get an Eric Nording pipe in your collection. I think they're great, especially for the price. Um, Now, this pipe I think, is the oversized. So if you look on the websites, you'll see some are just they don't have anything else mentioned as far as oversized. And then he has some that are oversized. This is an oversized one, I'm pretty sure, and it comes in around 77 grams, or right over 2.5 ounces, or 2 3/4 of an ounce, and smokes great. If I'm just sitting there thinking, if you're sitting there, if you know you're not going to be doing much of anything, fabulous pipe. However, when it comes to clenching or letting it rest in your mouth, it gets quite hard on your teeth. It's not comfortable. Um, and the jury's out how long I might even keep this pipe just because of that. So think about it. If you're just gonna be sitting there watching TV or listening to music or what have you, that's a great size pipe. I like how much tobacco you can pack in there, and I don't want to refill my pipes every 30 minutes or 20 minutes or what have you, and this will last me 45 minutes to an hour usually. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You have a lot of your just bent shapes, bent billiards, bent apples, what have you. Peterson's system pipes um, most of them are probably bent. They do have non-bent, I believe, but um, here's one. I believe the weight to it is about right over an ounce and a half. Or for you guys who or overseas, about 45 grams. Um, this pipe is right at the mark of being okay to clinch as far as if I'm reading there and doing typing or reading. Um, it's not that uncomfortable. Um, I can hold it in the mouth, clench it in the mouth for quite a long time. And so keep in mind the weight when you search it, especially on websites like Smoking Pipes, which have a lot of data. Um, look at the weight. And again, this is about 1.6 ounces, and that kind of gives you a gauge. I wouldn't really want to go more than that for my activity level, which again, that's what we're focusing on, your activity level. If you're going to be moving about, if you work in the garden and or in the yard or on your vehicle outside, those aren't going to be ones you want to tend to go to. Um, some other options would be like this Peterson spigot. I don't have the weight on hand, by the way, but this is smaller. I'm I just mentioned to pay attention to the weight. Well, I did it when I bought this pipe. I thought it was bigger. In fact, I thought it was this size. So let me try to give you a comparison. That's my Savinelli. Um, I thought it would be bigger. So when it comes to typing, fabulous pipe. Um, I can hold it in with no problem. It's great for that, and it's a great smoking pipe. I do wish I had a little bit bigger of a bowl. I do have to fill this up 20 to 30 minutes, I guess. And I'd rather not. And that may sound silly, but I'm just not wanting to stop and having to pack it. But if you're moving around outside, think about smaller or lighter pipes. Um, this is where corn cobs would be really great and handy too if you're okay with going with the corn cob. They're usually more lightweight, and and that's a great option for you who work outside. I just can't do that. I do garden quite a bit. I come from a farming background, um, but I've never been able to get used to working outside with a pipe in my mouth. It just saliva gets down and it gurgles, and I have to clean it. Anyway, I don't care for that. But that would be a good size right here of for those who are pretty active. So keep that in mind. One of my favorites, though I love Peterson's. Peterson's probably my favorite brand of pipes. Savinelli's is a close second. This Savinelli is, I was going to give you the number to it. It's a 315 KS Eleganza. Probably one of my favorite pipes. It does smoke well. I love the look of it. It's beautiful. Um, but it also is a perfect size. So I have no problem holding it in my mouth. It's comfortable. I can do it for a fairly long term time. And then the bowl size is great. It's not too big and weighty. It's bigger than the spigot I just showed you, but it carries enough weight or enough bowl size that I can have enough pipe in there or enough tobacco in there to go to more to 45 minutes or so without having to repack my pipe. So bear that in mind. That'd be a great option for just about anyone. Maybe it's getting on the bigger side for those of you who are active. But if you're not active, it's a great option. Then finally, I wanted to touch on one, especially if you're just reading. You're not typing and reading, you're not taking notes and reading. If you're just reading or watching TV or thinking, I love the look of church wardens. They're not that popular, I don't believe. Most guys don't tend to go to them, but I'm a big Tolkien fan and a Lord of the Rings guy, and so that probably is why I have such a fascination for them, especially. I do enjoy uh, Irish and Scottish culture, and I've seen pictures of them with church wardens. So one that I don't smoke often, I wish I probably should. I don't even consider it in my rotation actually, but is my McQueen's Aragorn pipe. And so this is a church warden, and of course you're not going to be able to have it hands free. Kind of awkward, not comfortable by no means. But if you're just sitting there and you want a cool smoking pipe, which is what church wardens are great for, and you want to get the smoke out of your face, uh, church wardens are the way to go. I really enjoy them. So that's some options. So I'm going to kind of wrap up with a summary. Um, think about your activities when buying a pipe, not just how it looks, not just the cost of it. Um, it doesn't matter how beautiful it is, or if it's really cheap, or it's on sale. If it's too big for the activity you're doing, as far as if it's too weighty, you're just really not going to enjoy it. And I didn't mention this, but style. Some people love the look of billiards in their mouth. Some like the look of bent shapes or whatever other shape. And so bear that in mind. I don't take too much to that, but Mutton Chop Piper has a video on picking a pipe that suits your face, and I think that's good to consider. So that would be something secondary or tertiary that you would want to keep in mind. Uh, but primarily, I would say think about your activity level, what you're going to do when you're smoking your pipe, and go from there. Look at the weight, look at the bowl or the length of the pipe when you're looking online, especially, or when you're at your brick and mortar store, and bear those in mind. It's really important. If you're at a brick and mortar store, try it out. Usually they let you put a little like slip on the pipe and let you put it in your mouth. Let it hang there. If you're going to be hands free in much of your piping activity, you really need to do that. That's important. So, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Video recommendations, let me know. Or if you have any other questions about any other topics, feel free to contact me. I always leave my email in the bottom, or you can leave comments in the comment section. And I hope y'all have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys Monday.